or not, women were worried that people would get data from their fertility apps, right? So you have ovulation apps, and these ovulation apps, you say when you had your period, and it keeps track of when you're ovulating. That if a woman had one of those apps and was living in a state, because Roe v. Wade's been reversed, where abortion is illegal, and then she travels to another state and has an abortion, that she could be prosecuted based on the laws of the state, which is, to me, that's terrifying.
I agree.
Giving people that kind of power over other people, especially if they're doing something that's legal in that state. The whole idea of states' rights is supposed to be, first of all, we don't need passports to travel from state to state, right? But every state is essentially almost like a little different country that speaks the same language. Right. This is a very different country than California. I lived in both places. There's other places. New York's a very different country than this, but we all agree that we can travel back and forth. Right. So then you leave me the fuck alone. You don't know what I'm doing in this state, and I don't want you check. If someone has a miscarriage, and then they go visit a state that has abortion laws, and then they get visited by jackbooted thugs that think that they can impose the law and put some girl in jail to send a message. Yeah, that's fucking terrifying, and that, I think, cost a lot of votes. And maybe it's a wrong perception. Maybe it's an extreme version of it, and I'm exaggerating, but I don't trust people. I don't trust people that have power over people. And I think the less power people have over people, the better. I think if you want people to have less abortions, make more birth control available, make it available everywhere. Education, but that's not going to help because kids are crazy. You get horny, you go nuts. But there's a lot of people that make mistakes that if a man could get pregnant, if men could get pregnant, I always said abortion would be an app on your phone. We would have them at the gas station. We'd get abortions everywhere. Like, there would be no babies. It's a very complicated decision for someone to make. And, Joe Biden ironically said it best a long time ago. He said abortion should be legal and rare.
I have a long history as a Democratic governor and congressman supporting a woman's right to choose. I haven't changed my view on it. I'm a huge Trump supporter, but I haven't changed my view on it for the same reasons that you just explained. Not to mention the fact, who am I as a man to tell some woman what she could do with her body?
It gets so complicated.
Yeah. No, it's very complicated. And the people on the other side, the pro-lifers, these are good people who genuinely believe that this is the killing of a baby. What Roe v. Wade had said in its decision, it broke it down into trimesters. And within the first trimester, that's a life and being, but it's not a human being. And that's always seemed sensible to me. But the idea of government doing what you just described, can you imagine a guy like me who's gone through what I've gone through with the government, what it did to me and to my family, not being sympathetic to what you just said about the fear women have? It's very, very real.
I don't think you should let the government ever be involved in the choices you make with your body.
Yeah.
I don't think that. And I understand the pro-life perspective.
Yeah.
I get it. I've talked to very intelligent, reasonable people that believe that life begins at the moment of conception, even in the case of rape.
That's right.
I'm like, okay, I don't agree with you, but I understand where you're coming from, and I could put myself in your mindset, and I could see that. I could see how you would think that. I could see how you'd say 2 wrongs don't make a right. I could see it. I just don't agree with it. And, I don't agree with it because I would not want to be a woman carrying a rapist baby. I don't give a fuck what you say. And if you want to impose that on a person because you have a different set of beliefs on a person, where does that end? Where does that end? You know?
Yeah, right.
It gets fucking weird. It gets weird when you let people control people. Think about how many people are yelling at people to wear a mask outside. Where's your mask? People are fucking weird, man. When you give them any kind of control over people, I don't trust them. And that's not like a pro-abortion position. That's a I don't trust people and their decision-making ability and their abuse of power decision. That's what that is. That's my position.
Yeah, and a lot of those people who were demanding those masks and would deny your right to choose whether you have a vaccine or not, the same ones who are very much pro-choice when it comes to a woman's right to choose, but they don't apply the same standard to other things.
I know, it's so fascinating.
And it's that inconsistency.
My body, my choice.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah, which I agree.